I get the sense from listening to you, you know what you're talking about. Can you be more, and I should have asked you this earlier, more specific about why you call what's happening in Gaza genocide? So it's a politically charged term. Of course, it's the term we use to describe what the Germans did to the Jews and the Poles. You know, it's a term we associate with the Nazis. So, of course, the Israelis hate it when you use that term. I get it. But it has a specific meaning, I think. What is its meaning, and when did this bombing campaign become genocide?
Tucker, with all due respect, it's not a politically loaded term. It's a crime. It's a legal term.
I know that. But what does it mean? Why is it different from just mass killing?
And excuse me, I mean, the Germans, before committing and before leading the genocide of the Jewish people, Roman Sinti, disabled, pursuing this idea of a superior race, had committed another genocide in Namibia, in modern-day Namibia, the genocide of the Herero and the Nama. And in fact, genocide is something that has existed in history. The genocide of the Armenian people. In my lifetime, there has been the genocide of the Tutsi in Rwanda, of the Bosnians in former Yugoslavia, and the Yazidi. So no, genocide is not loaded. Is a crime and should be treated as such. So this is something that is fundamental, because certain people tend to think that there is one and one only genocide.
Right.
And the thing is that it's a crime, and it consists in the intentional destruction, the intent to destroy a group as such, an ethnical, national, religious, or racial group. And through acts of killing, the creation of conditions of life calculated to destroy the group as such or members of the group as such, the infliction of severe mentally or bodily harm, the prevention of birth, and the transfer of children. In Canada, there has been a genocide of the Native Americans. Canada has recognized it. Even if there has not been a pronouncement of the International Court of Justice. In Australia, the same thing. We could say the same thing of the United States, and there is no acknowledgement of what has happened to the hundreds of Native American tribes in the United States. But the fact is that there are some precursors of genocide, and Raphael Lemkin, the Jewish legal scholar who coined the term genocide, had in mind settler colonialism when he envisaged the crime, because he knew exactly what the genocide of the Jews had been produced from. That idea that there is one group that can dominate and erase the other.
Where you have another few million immigrants come in from countries that are totally culturally incompatible with Germany, then it doesn't matter what I think about Europe. Germany will have killed itself.
J.D. Vance is calmly saying in front of an audience of one what an Austrian guy with a mustache screamed to big crowds in the 1930s. It didn't sound any better in the original German. We need to have zero tolerance for anyone who expresses language like this. Purity language, white supremacist language, talking about ruining a nation's culture because some people come in that you don't like. I take language like this personally. Because of language like this in the 1930s, my grandparents, aunts, uncles were all killed. My parents survived by the skin of their teeth. J.D. Vance, once upon a time, criticized Donald Trump for language like this. Now he's embracing it. He's embracing it because he's a political opportunist who wants power by any means necessary and is conveniently forgetting his wife is Hindi. His in-laws come from India. In Germany, when you start using the language of that Austrian mustache guy, you can be arrested. I don't think that should happen here. We have a constitution that says it can't happen here. But language like that needs to be wholly condemned. Language like this is why we have tens of thousands of thugs roaming the streets with federal protection to round up anyone with brown skin in America and threaten and harass them. I take this stuff very personally. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, want to go back to a time, 1950s, when supposedly life was great. It wasn't great. My parents in the 1950s, during the McCarthy era, when they weren't working, just basically hid in their home. They were worried about being deported despite being here legally. And in the early 1960s, I wasn't allowed into Boy Scouts because I wasn't American enough. I was supposedly poisoning the culture of the United States. And in first grade, I had to show up promptly at 8:30 so I could be kicked out for 15 minutes while other students did their Christian prayers. Supposedly, again, I was poisoning American culture. J.D. Vance wants to go back to that time. Do you? I didn't think so. We need to have zero tolerance for J.D. Vance's intolerance.
Zionism is a brutal racist ideology, and it is a brutal racist regime.
And the winner is Vanessa Redgrave-Anguilla.
I think you should be very proud that in the last few weeks you've stood firm, and you have refused to be intimidated by the threats of a small bunch of Zionist hoodlums whose behavior is an insult to the stature of Jews all over the world. The Zionists are using the same methods as Hitler and the German fascists. Zionism is a racist ideology, like the German fascist Nazi ideology, and they're using the same methods against the Palestinian people and the Arab people. It is a completely Nazi Hitler method, the Zionist method.
I want two things. I want to be able to give the Ukrainian people a bigger platform because they deserve it, because Donald Trump is right now people are dying every day. Donald Trump has sold them out, and you know that very well. And people like Ken Harbaugh, God bless them, and God bless every other people out there that are helping Ukraine. But I want to ask you, as Midas Touch, as the leader with such a big platform, to start using your platform more on Ukraine. So that's why I'm asking you in front of everybody. And that's my only ask. I don't care about anything else.
Dear President Trump,
words matter.
Calling someone.
The R word
is a dirty,
disgusting
insult.
It is demeaning. It blinds people from seeing capabilities.
It's hurtful.
And it destroys
dignity.
We are hardworking,
capable individuals.
Mr. President,
We are not punchlines.
Please lead by example.
We are a better nation than this.
Our country deserves
More from our leaders.
if we truly want to make America great again,
We can start by treating people
with respect.
Let's rise up.
Because words
do matter.
Donald Trump is done. He's not a legitimate president. When you do something like that, you're not a legitimate president. He should be impeached. He should be removed. 25th Amendment should be invoked because he's unfit. He should be prosecuted. Here's why I say he should be prosecuted. People might say, well, the Supreme Court gave him presidential immunity, so he can't be prosecuted. Yes, he can, because it is not a constitutional function of the President of the United States, nor is it an official duty of the President of the United States. Those are the two categories for which he gets immunity: to threaten, to kill, to hang, to murder members of a co-equal branch of
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Just finishing my last bite. Last bite here. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. It's 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time Zone, and it is currently about 48. Was it 48 degrees this morning? A little nippy out here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a high only up in the 50s, I guess. I guess the high is I don't know, 55 or something. No, the high is 62. Overnight low of 30. I don't know, 30 something. I don't know, 39, I guess. I need to get a new prescription. Anyhow, welcome. Let me just finish this up real quick. Get today's goal up here. And then I will go to the chat and say hello to everybody. And I will be drinking my coffee. All right. There we go. The goal is up. The goal is up. My coffee is so full that I couldn't even put the lid on it. That's how full my cup is. My cup is running over almost. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Boy, just today, tomorrow is the last day of 2025. So it's been 6 years since I moved to Las Vegas. It was December. I remember it very well. I got in on the last day. I was working for Schneider. I was contracting. I was an independent contractor, but I was contracting with Schneider National. And because of what I still maintain is a very stupid, idiotic law that was passed in California, AB 5. Go look it up. You can Google it if you want. Schneider was not going to continue with the contract if I lived in California after December 31st, 2019. That was my deadline. And I didn't want to lose the contract because I was paying off my truck and I was afraid if I lost the contract, because I had never been completely under my own authority. I had never ran completely under my own authority, so I'd always had run under the authority of another company, and so it just wasn't something that I was familiar with, and I didn't want to lose that contract, and then I was afraid it would make it where I wouldn't be able to pay off the rest. I had like 4 or 5 payments to go, and the truck was mine. Anyhow, you know me, I dilly-dallied and procrastinated or whatever, and so I needed to show and I had still really officially hadn't moved out of California yet. I still had my house in Rosamond in California, and so really what I did is I kind of finagled, and it was like the very last day, I think it was December 30th or 31st, I was able to get another Schneider driver to agree to rent a room to me, to rent out a room, and then let me use that as my residence, so I could go get my driver's license changed to Nevada, my CDL, and then I eventually did use that room because for a few years, because I never really went out and got an apartment. I just was able to use his room as a little stopping off point or whatever. But I did. It was like the last day, and the DMV on that year, I think it was a Friday or something. I don't know. It was still open. It was still. I was able to get my my ID changed over and get the information sent back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and then I was good. But I got it in at the last minute, at the wire. I got that stuff in, and it was pretty. At the time, it was kind of hard to relay it, but what I was going through. But at the time, it was high anxiety because I didn't know what I was going to do. Because I remember actually for a few days, kind of looking around, if I should get a place, should I not get a place, and I wasn't really familiar with Vegas, and I was looking at rooms to rent and all kinds of stuff, and there was like shady characters I ran into, and that seemed like ripoffs, and it was a whole thing. And then I was able to get this other Schneider driver. I was able to I never knew the guy. I just met him that day, struck up a conversation with him, told him my situation, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, you can rent a room for me." And so I was able to use his address, and I was able to get my switch over the ID. Jolie, don't tell the Indiana BMV because they might not like that. Anyhow, welcome. I see Paul Burrows in the chat. I see Jolie. Hello. Speaking of Jolie, good to see you. Sandy Foltz is here. Hello, Sandy. Always good to see Sandy in the chat. Jolie says, I'm working today, but I might be able to drop in on my lunch break. Have a great show. Well, have a great day at your new job, Jolie. With the Indiana BMV, whom I have dealt with. When I sold the truck, I got to know the Indiana BMV somewhat well, I guess. Sandy Foltz says there's a real bad snowstorm in Niagara Falls, New York. Well, be careful, Sandy. Stay indoors and stay if you can, and just stay cozy and warm and ride it out. Hopefully, you've got good supplies in your place there, and you can ride it out. Vasantha Elf is here. Hello, Vasantha Elf. Good to see you. Now, here's something here. I did see this. I dropped in a little earlier just to see how the page was looking like, who was waiting, and lo and behold, our old friend Gin Up the Bass reared his ugly head. I don't know if Gin is still here. This is probably from an hour ago or whatever. But Gin Up the Bass says, let me read this from this disturbed person here. Gin Up the Bass says, good thing you had us mark the tape and mark your words that the Rams would win the NFC West. Wrong again, Predictor John. Now you have to root for the Seahawks. Sucks for you. I keep receipts. Number one, I don't have to root for the Seahawks, you imbecile. As you can see, I am donning my Rams attire. And I even made, I should try, I should dig it out. I even made a poem, I guess I call it a poem or whatever, one time about how I root for the Rams through thick and thin. I don't care if they're in first place. I don't care if they're in last place. I root for the Rams, you stupid ass motherfucker. Just because the Rams didn't win the NFC West, they're eliminated from winning the division, doesn't mean I have to root for the Seahawks. It doesn't mean I have to root for anyone other than whom I choose to root for. And I choose to root for the Rams, you stupid fuck. You stupid moron. You stupid idiot. To think that just because the Rams didn't win the division, now I have to root for the Seahawks. Just that alone proves what a complete and utter idiot that you are. Number two, so what if I missed my prediction didn't come true? So fucking what? Who gives a fuck, you fucking idiot? I'm a Rams fan. Of course I'm going to predict that they're going to win the division, especially since they have a really good team. And they do still have a really good team, even though they played pretty horribly, especially in the first half last night. They still are one of the top teams in the league. And they still have a good chance. I say they still have a pretty good chance. Mark this down on your tape, you motherfucker. I say they still have a pretty good chance of making it to the Super Bowl. And if they do make it to the Super Bowl, I would say they have a pretty good chance of winning the goddamn thing. Now, don't come back at me and say that I predicted that the Rams were going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not predicting that. I'm saying they still have a pretty good chance. You stupid fucking moron, learn English. So now you can go and crawl back under whatever rock you've been under, Gin Up the Base. You stupid motherfucker. You are one of the stupidest people I've ever seen in my chat. Go fuck yourself. As I posted when I saw that, go get a life, you miserable, lousy piece of shit that turns and twists everything to fit your narrative. You are a stupid motherfucker. One stupid motherfucker is what you are. Idiot. Anyhow, moving on. Anamore's here. Hey, Anamore, good to see you. For all of you that seem to like Gin Up the Base, just know that he's a moron. He's a fucking moron, and he's a lying piece of shit. Elizabeth Fernandez. Hey, good to see Elizabeth Fernandez. Hello, good to see you. Josh C's. Always good to see Josh C's. We've got Zifroxel. Zifroxel's here. Hey, Zifroxel. Is anybody here? Is anybody out there? Josh C's. Is that a used cat salesman? You wanted to say used cat salesman? I didn't know there was such a thing. Danny Pomeroy is here. Says, good afternoon, everyone. Senate seat race today here in Iowa. I think I'm suffering from Trump's delusional dementia. I think we all are, actually. Danny Pomeroy's here. Danny says that Border Patrol is running ads on YouTube, hiring yesterday. MJ Daniels here from up there in Washington State. Well, we're waiting. Quote from Ted Knight in Caddyshack. Danny Pomeroy says, laugh my ass off, John. Got trolls. Trump and Putin plans to stay in Oval Office in 2029. Jen explained it this morning podcast. He can plan all he wants. He's not staying. He can plan all. The motherfucker can plan and plan. He can plan away. He ain't staying in the fucking White House past January 2029. James Armio's here. Hey, James, good to see you. I guess everyone's going to sell cats. I don't know. James Armio, Sir Jin. No, he doesn't deserve the honorific of Sir. The guy's a fucking moron. Danny Pomeroy says, well, John, I have snow to blow. It's a warmer day. I got 3 hours of that shit, 10 inches on my deck I did yesterday, and bad one coming off West Coast starting tomorrow. I would just let it lay there. I don't know. Why? I wouldn't even bother with it. Wayne Gawain is here. It says big snow, upper peninsula, I believe is what that is. Danny Pomeroy says California forecast 1 to 3 feet in mountain areas with 6 inches of rain on coastal foothills. I hope the Southern California mountains get rain. I mean, get some snow. The last storms really all it brought was rain, and maybe a little tiny bit of snow on some of the upper parts of like where the upper peaks of the mountains and stuff, but mainly rain. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and we were FaceTiming and stuff, and she was walking around like around her house, and it was all just dirt, bare dirt. There was no snow on the ground, and she was telling me that they just got pelted with rain on that last storm. So it'll be nice if they get some snow. Like I said, we need snowpack, we need snow and everything. Johnny Katz, I'm at John's live stream, right? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're here. You're in the right place. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We got 43 watching, only 28 thumbs ups. Right now, folks, I got bad news. We're acting like kind of like skeezy Republicans with that deficit. So at least get us to a balanced budget and be more like good Democrats and hit that thumbs up button if you would. That would be great. That would be great. Nick Rich 56 is here. Hit that like, is what Nick Rich is reminding everyone. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. When Gawain, I got about a foot, but big drifts 4 and 5 feet across my driveway. It's snow. Everyone's getting snow. Like it or not. Hey, Christine 16's here. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in to the driver's lounge. William's here. Hey, William. Good to see William. Ruben Michaels is here. JD Nazi Vance. Yeah, during the intro, we had the little thing about JD Vance. Today's intro definitely was a theme, but basically about genocide and how it's wrong no matter who does it, right? It's wrong. Whether the Nazis do it, whether all these countries around the world that have done it, whether Canada does it, whether the United States does it, whether Israel does it, whether Russia does it, it's wrong. It doesn't matter who's doing it. Genocide is wrong. James Harmio is here. Let's see. Nola Carnes. Hello, Nola. Our resident bookie is here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. DPD 5844, the always interesting and provocative DPD 5844 says, I would like to point out that if you take away the internet and modern medicine such as vaccines, we are indeed living in the 1930s. Fucking Germany here in the racist as fuck United States of America. Let's not sugarcoat it. What Trump and his cronies are doing, Stephen Miller and stuff, it's right out of the pages of the Nazi handbook. That's for sure. That is faux show. Wayne Gwen says Gwen, my power was out all day yesterday, so no internet. And that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. You know, there's good and bad. There's good and bad. Sandy Foltz with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Sandy. Appreciate you. Yippee! Going out to Sandy Foltz. Plus a heart and a thumbs up. Sandy Foltz, what are you eating? Yeah, that's when I first came on the show. I had one last bite of my little breakfast. I had a sausage and egg and cheese breakfast croissant. Breakfast croissant that I bought at 7-Eleven. So that was my breakfast. And then I made my own coffee here. I kind of like. I switched over. I'm not using my little Keurig right now because I remember. I don't know if you guys remember, or maybe you missed it. But there was a lady who was moving out of the building here, and she gave me a bunch of her pots and pans and a bunch of stuff because we were she was going around asking if anybody wanted anything because she didn't want to move a bunch of stuff, and I guess she was selling like furniture and stuff. And I remember this was like a few weeks ago, and I was like, I'm really tapped out. I can't really afford to buy anything. And then I think I just but I said, but boy, I could use some plates and shit, glasses and plates and a can opener. And she's like, oh, I got a can opener. And so then it was like a week later. I kind of forgot about it. About a week later, she comes over with like boxes and bags full of like pots and pans and plates and dishes and cups and glasses and a can opener. And in that, and then as I was digging through it, I didn't realize it, but she had this little coffee maker in there. The kind where you actually just scoop coffee grounds and pour the water in, and and I've been using that for the last week or so or whatever. And I think I like that better than the Keurig, actually, because you can scoop in as much as you want and you can make it as strong or as weak as you want or whatever. So I might just use that from now on. So now I have a little Keurig, a little single cup Keurig that I'm not using. So, so there's that. Luck Dragon 2112 is here. Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop in real quick and hit that like button. Can't stay rooting for a California Super Bowl, Rams versus Chargers. Let's fucking go. Now the other day I did say that would be cool. I said, wouldn't that be something? At the time, both teams were 11-4, I believe, when I said that. And I said, hey, you never know. Could be Chargers run. Now to some dumbass like Jen of the Base, he's gonna say that was a prediction. He's gonna say, you predicted that it would be the Rams and the Chargers. I didn't predict that. I just said that would be cool. Wouldn't that be something? And it could be a possibility at this point. It's still a possibility. I'm not, but some brain dead idiot like Jen up the base would say, will come back and go, "You predicted that it would be the Rams and the Chargers in the Super Bowl. I've got the receipts." Fucking moron. Jen up the base, not Luck Dragon. Christine 16 says 43 degrees here on the coast of Oregon, topping out at 55 and sunny. We get to dry out for a few days. Well, that's nice to get a break from the weather there, from the rain. So enjoy it while you can, I guess. Brooklyn issue. Hi everyone. Jen, why are you starting up? Because he's an idiot. He's an asshole who just can't help it. He's a troll, basically a troll, who just can't help himself from being a fucking troll. Speaking of trolls, it looks like we have a 777. I haven't scrolled to it yet, but it looks like we got a super chat from Wes. I will address you, Wes, when I get down there. But thank you, preliminary. Thank you. It's almost like on cue. I started talking about trolls, and then boom. But thank you. I will get down to your. I will give you an official yippee as soon as I scroll down to there. All right. All right. Yeah, we got Brooklyn SJU here. Susie Jones. Hello, Susie Jones. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate you. Anna Moore says, hello, TJ and fellow loungers. Happy Eve before New Year's Eve. Yeah, and tomorrow I will be on at our regular time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we can talk about, the year that we just finished. Luck Dragon says, my girlfriend took the day off, so we're going to go out and do a little shopping, maybe get some brunch. Hope everybody has a great day. You too, Luck Dragon. That sounds like a lovely time, a lovely day with your girlfriend. Enjoy the day there. Christine 16, of all of the vehicles that I've had in my life, only 2 of them have I made payments on. Yeah, I bought that truck, Freightliner, Cascadia, brand new 2016 model. I bought it in 2015, but it was a 2016 model for $165,000. And I paid it off in, I think, 5 years. I paid that motherfucker off. Aaron West is here. Hello, Aaron. Now, I'm not going to say that we're at full mod capacity right now because I think Jolie is maybe working right now. So, but we got Aaron West. Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate you coming on in and minding my back, I guess. Jen at the base, you're this fucking close, motherfucker. You're this fucking close to just getting blocked from this channel. Because I'm not wrong about anything about this. You stupid jackass. You're a jackass, Jen up the base. That's what you are. You're a fucking jackass. Nick Rich, I've been in the same apartment for 20 years. Can't find anything cheaper, even though I'd like to downsize. Wow. Wayne Gawain, Schneider Trucking. I even mentioned Green Bay, Wisconsin. Maybe when you wrote that, I hadn't come to that. I hadn't said it that yet. I don't. Well, whatever. Wayne Gawain, the Rams almost won. Yeah, they came back in the second half, but they should have never have gotten down by 21 in the first place. But It was a pretty pathetic first half for sure. Jenna Base, you simply don't get it. Talking to me, playoff position matter. That's not the point, you dumb motherfucker. That's not the point of what you said. You said that I have to root for the Seahawks now because the Rams didn't win the division. That's what you said, motherfucker. That's the receipts that I have on you. It's right there in the chat, you stupid moron. You fucking brain dead moron. You're the one that just said in this very chat, have you already forgotten? You're the one that said, I have to root for the Seahawks now. Fuck you. You fucking moron. And when did I ever say that positioning doesn't matter? When did I even bring anything about positioning? Who gives a fuck? That was never even brought up. I said I root for the Rams no matter what. If they're in first place or last place, you stupid moron. You know what? You're gone, motherfucker. You're gone. I'm sick of your dumbass shit. Your dumb ass fucking shit. You're gone for 24 hours. You're gone for 24 hours. Fuck you, you stupid moron. I can only take so much of your stupidity. I can only take so much of the stupidity. And your lies, your misrepresentations, your turning, your twisting, your spinning. Fuck you. And if you ever come on here again and do that shit, it'll be a complete block. If you ever come on with your lies and your bullshit. Johnny Cash, damn, John takes this football, I'm guessing, very seriously. That's not the point. I'll have to make a note of that. Don't talk. It's not about talking about sports. That's not it. It's what he. Do you not see? Do you guys not see what he did in this very chat? How he lies and twists the truth. It has nothing to do with football. We're talking about football between me and him, but it's not about football. It's about how you lie about what I said. And he did it right here in the very chat about something he just posted. And he lied and twisted it. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with football. I could give a rat's ass if I said the Rams were going to win the division and now I'm wrong. Big fucking deal. I don't give a fuck. The Rams are still in it. That's all that matters. They're still in it. They're still in the playoffs. They still have a chance. They're still one of the top teams in the league. So go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit, idiot. Gin up the base. Go fuck yourself. God, that man's a moron. Why? I don't know why you guys even like him. He's a fucking idiot and a moron. Jesus Christ. Little carnage. It's football. Once again, my what I'm being upset about has nothing really to do with football. It has to do with this lying ass motherfucker in the very chat, lying about something that he just chatted about in this same chat, and he still has it twisted. That's how messed up this guy's mind is. I'm telling you, guys. I know you guys see him in the other chats, and you think he's a great guy. Just remember who you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone with a twisted fucking brain. He's not altogether there, folks. So just know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a fucking psycho, basically. I'm just sort of skipping down here. Brooklyn here. Yeah, Michael McAndrews is here. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. There's WW. Greetings, cold and light snow in Rockford, Illinois. And I will get to your super chat in a second, W. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Michael McAndrews, never trust a dick. DPD 5844 says, last night in the frigid cold, my husband and I and about 20 or so of our neighbors, I guess when we found out that Nazi Gestapo was staying at the Holiday Inn, we took action with bullhorns and pots and pans, no peace. Did you drive them out? Did they leave, or did they just have to listen to that all night, I guess? No peace and no sleep, says DPD. You should have. Did you guys video it? And you should video that and put it on YouTube or something. Johnny Cat says, "Fuck yeah, scores." Come up on some kitchen equipment. Yeah, I got pots and pans and everything. Yeah, for free. The lady gave them free. She was moving back east, and she didn't want to load up a bunch of stuff, and she just wanted to get in her car and go, I guess. I don't know. MJ Daniel, we have a Black & Decker coffee maker and make Seattle's best coffee. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think I like my little coffee thing better than the Keurig. Michael McAndrews, I know it's not right, but I drink decaf instant coffee all day with my cream and sugar. Hey, you do you, boo. You do you. Christine says I'm having, is that beer for breakfast? Okay. It's okay. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. There's WW. Now I'm just not getting to WW's super chat. So WW, the $7.77 super chat. Yippee to WW. Thank you so much. There's a thumbs up and a heart. WW says some people are just so nice. Let's call them mean names. Gin up the base is not nice, if that's who you're referring to. He's a fucking asshole. He's a piece of shit motherfucking asshole, and I don't know why you guys seem to like him. I guess he's got you fooled. Even though you see what he did in the chat. You see how he twisted and lied his own words from things that he just chatted about moments earlier. If you guys can't see that, then I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Just beware. Don't say I didn't warn you. The guy's probably making little videos of everything you've chatted, just so he can and so you can throw it in your face again or something. On August 28th, you said blah blah blah. Fuck you, piece of shit. Belfast Bob, 100% TJ. Thank you. I'm not sure what you were agreeing about, but I appreciate the support. Daniel, I have a Seaside, Oregon live YouTube cam on, and it's beautiful there right now. Seaside, Oregon. I've driven by there, I think, on the highway. I've never in the big truck, not able to really stop, but I think I've driven through Seaside. Sounds familiar. Along, let's say, like Highway 1 or something. Robert Nicholas, I like Jimmy Dean frozen sandwiches, maple pancake sausage and egg. I'd like those too. Sometimes I buy those and have them in the house, and I think those are pretty good. I think those are good. I like them. Victor Harshman's here. Hey, Victor, good to see you. Victor says, my wife and I wish you a happy new year. Right back at you, to you and your wife. Victor, Happy New Year. Hard to believe this year is already gone, isn't it? 2025 is already done. Wayne Goyen, Freight B Shaker? I think the B was accidentally hit. Yeah, it's just Freight Shaker. People make fun of the Freightliners, but yeah, it was the Cascadia that I had was pretty nice, pretty good truck, I guess. Christine 16 says my dad owned a used car lot. Oh, there you go. Belfast Bob with a 2-pound super sticker. It didn't show up on the goal, I don't believe, but thank you, Neil. You get Belfast Bob. Yippee! There's a thumbs up and a heart for you. I do appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the show with those 2 lovely pounds. 2 pounds for you. 2 pounds. Oh no, I guess it would be 2 pounds. Here's your 2 pounds. Thank you, Belfast Bob. I appreciate that. Christine 16, roughly $1,500 for a 68 Firebird. Nice. That's that. Wouldn't you love to have a 68 Firebird right now? Like classic, like all cherried out, you know? That'd be nice. Sandy says, block him, TJ. I know, you know, and I feel bad. All the times Sandy was saying that I should block this dude. And I would actually stick up for the guy. I'm not even going to mention his name anymore. I used to stick up for him. And now I regret it. Now I'm like, you know what? I think Sandy was right all along. I should have blocked that motherfucker months ago. Months and months ago. Belfast Bob says, I thought Jen was a woman for at least nearly 2 years. He probably is. Mr. Spock, how's your taxi hours this week? TJ, are you on track? I'm tonight will be my first night of the week. The week started on Sunday. I took Sunday off. I took yesterday off, and I'm gonna go to work today and tomorrow. And I'm gonna get my 45 in. I'm determined. Thanks for asking, Johnny Cass, but I am determined. I am gonna get my 45 rides in this week. And hold me to it, Johnny Katz. Hold me to it. So just we'll keep a count during the week here. So far, I'm at 0. But yeah, let's keep a count. I have until Saturday. Saturday is the last day of the pay period, so I've got between now and the end of the shift on Saturday. That I guess even if it goes into Sunday morning, that shift is still counted. I think towards Saturdays, whatever I get. Like in other words, after midnight, and if it's officially Sunday, I think those rides still go on the Saturday shift because I usually start way before midnight. So we'll keep a running count on it, and we'll see if I get there. But the goal is always going to be 45 rides a week. So far, I'm at 0. Sandy says you should block him for good. You're probably right, Sandy. You're probably right. I should. WW, aren't we getting a little wound up about a social chat sport? It's not about the sports. It's not about the sports, WW. It was about the lies of that piece of shit. Nick Ricks, prognostication is a tricky thing, a roll of the dice. And it's not even about that, Nick. I don't give a fuck that I may or may not have said that the Rams were going to win the division. And I was wrong. Big fucking deal. I was wrong. So what? I don't give a fuck about that. I mean, okay. So you want to call me out on that? Big deal. Okay, I was wrong. I missed it. Big fucking deal. And but it's his bullshit about like now I have to root for the Seahawks. Fuck you. I don't got to root for the Seahawks. Go fuck yourself. The guy's a moron. Just remember that. Every time you see him in the other chats, just remember that you're dealing with a moron. Michael McAndrews, let John vent. And it's not even about venting. It's about what he said. It's about it says the bullshit that he said. That's what it's about. As far as my team winning and losing, I get over that shit within 5 minutes when my team loses. Yeah, sure, I'm sad. I'm disappointed. I wish my team had won. Within 5 minutes, I'm ready to just go on to the next thing. I don't hold that shit. I don't get upset about losses like long term or anything. Nick Rich 10:02, so I'm 12 minutes behind. I'm only 12 little minutes behind you, Nick Rich. 12 little minutes. 12 tiny little minutes. Johnny Cat says, I'm not sure who he is. I haven't seen him. Maybe I blocked him from my memory. It's best not to pay attention to trolls. If you feed them, you'll never get rid of them. That is true, Johnny Cats. That is absolutely true. It's best not to water the trolls. You're absolutely 100% correct. 100% correct. WW says, it seems to have to do with prior encounters. Just read this chat. The man contradicted himself from the things he said in this very same chat that he just posted in. Brooklyn, I picked the wrong day to stop maintaining. Well, I think I'm almost out of coffee already. Mr. Spock, I took the wrong day to quit roofies. Brooklyn, stop calling me Shirley. Lots of airplane references there. Josh says, used cat salesman got back to me. Okay. So it is cat salesman, not car salesman. Let's just be clear on that. You're getting a cat, not a car. Okay. WW, I have a Mr. Coffee. The fewest cups I will make is 4. And that's what in my storage that I always talk about back in Lancaster, California. I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure I had a Mr. Coffee. I think I have one in a box in my storage. Belfast Bob, Sirius TJ, my super sticker not go through stateside because YouTube and Google docked me. Oh, that's weird. But nevertheless, thank you for it. I mean, it showed up, but it didn't show up as part of the goal. But it was there, and I'm pretty sure we received it, I guess. But anyhow, thank you very much. No, nevertheless, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Josh says, okay, talk loud, no peeking. I got to run through the shower. I only talk loud if it has to do with a particular person who is an asshole that I don't like. WW, you saw it, didn't I? I guess I don't pay enough attention. I get called a troll by folks who don't try to understand my comments. That's probably true about not understanding. I think WW is a misunderstood person, actually. And if we really stop to think about what he says, sometimes it's not so much about trolling as it is just making us think and ponder certain things. I will give you that much, WW. I almost called you Mr. Troll, I think. I don't know. Mr. Troll. Michael McAndrews, it took me a little while to understand the chats. WW hosts bring up a topic but want to limit what you are allowed to say about it. You need to agree with them or you are evil. Gets silly after a while. Gets silly after a while. Well, on the Trucker John channel, on the live stream, it's pretty much open forum to talk about whatever you want. But if you're going to come in here and lie about things that I said, then you're gonna get an earful back at you. And if you're going to be a complete moron and contradict yourself about something you had just said earlier, you're going to get an earful also. Johnny Cat says, I'm not sure what that word is supposed to be. But anyhow, Oregon is nice. That's some sort of typo. That I'm not sure what city you're trying to say. Anyhow, they got Tillamook Factory. Love their squeaky cheese. I'm not sure what city you were trying to say there. DPD 5844 says, no, we didn't, but there were people in the hotel, had their phones out, and yes, TJ, the motherfuckers did leave. Oh, good. And sometimes when you are in the zone, you don't think about recording, but we will maybe next time, I guess. Well, I'm glad that it's like mission accomplished. You got him to leave. And I think that's a good thing. That's the main thing. WW, freedom of speech includes the freedom to be an asshole, right? Well, I guess it depends on your definition of asshole. I mean, I think it's an asshole thing to yell fire in a crowded theater that causes a panic and gets people hurt from that panic. And that is also considered to not be a part of freedom of speech. So, Michael McAndrew says freedom of speech means that the powerful can't shut you up. Right. It means the government can't just jail you and hide you away in some dark, dank prison cell because they don't like what you're saying about them. Oh, Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie, good to see you. So I believe that we are now officially at full mod capacity. At least while Jolie might be on break or something. I don't know. We're at full mod capacity. Full mod capacity. Thanks, Jolie, for popping in. We got Jolie, we got Aaron. Thanks so much. Oh, and now Jolie popped in, and now Aaron's going to pop out. Go take some medicine. Okay. Hope that they're doing okay. Hope you're doing all right. WW says, I took photos and video at No Kings, didn't get many views. Did you post it on YouTube or just on Facebook? Because I usually see you on Facebook more than I see you on YouTube. By the way. By the way. But Trozzy1920 says, it's so cold today, I'm staying indoors under the covers. I say, go for it. Brooklyn says, I'm at full med capacity. Christine16 says, now I choose not to have a car. How's that for irony? Oh, yeah. And your dad had a used car lot, I guess. But now you don't want to have a car. DPD, does everyone have their black-eyed peas and okra for New Year's? I do not, and that has not been a tradition for me. Black-eyed peas and okra for New Year's. It seems like the last quite a while now, my tradition has been either I'm working. Like the last few years, I've been doing rideshare. This year, I'm going to be doing cab rides. And then it seems like a lot of times I would just be out in the truck, out on the road somewhere. But way back in the day when I was home more, way back for New Year's, we would usually just I don't know, have snacks out, have some champagne ready to pop open some champagne, have a glass, Mad Mac is here. Slava Ukraini, absolutely. Slava Ukraini. Thanks for coming on in. WW says, laughing out loud, I'm not that kind of superstitious. Had a friend tell me that I had to open all my doors at midnight. Really? In below zero weather? Yeah, those are silly superstitions. WW says, no, John, I troll you, especially when you get boring. Well, you should be trolling me right now because I'm probably pretty boring right now. Nola Carnes says, Michael Andrews, I make homemade salsa every end of summer. You're right about the peppers. People need to give me my jars back, though. WW, $11 John, you can root for the Rams as long as you. Yeah, I know. That's my point. Johnny Cat says, I'm not the strongest speller. Maybe that's not how you spell Nesquik. Is Nesquik a town, or is that the stuff that you make chocolate milk out of? The powder? I'm still confused. Aaron West is back. I believe we're at full mod capacity now. Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. I'm only 6 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. 6 minutes behind you. I'm only 6 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. 6 little minutes behind you. So anyhow, what's going on today? Is there anything exciting going on? Anything newsworthy we should talk about? I really haven't watched news or anything today. I just woke up, slapped together that little intro and hit the ground running. Are we at war? Are we at? Is World War III commenced yet? What's going on? What's going on in the world today? Donald Trump's still alive? Anna Moore says, DPD 5844, I am used to making a dish my mother used to make for New Year's Eve. It's called callaloo and fungi. That sounds not delicious. And I also use okra. I don't know, something out in the fungi. None of that sounds good to me. I'm sorry. None of that sounds good. I'm glad we didn't have that tradition in my household growing up. I think our tradition was just chips and dips and sodas and, for the adults, some beer and champagne at midnight or something. Christina Weibel's here. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Says, I'm sitting outside right now in Florida and it's not even 50 degrees, going in soon. Oh, you must be absolutely just frozen stiff. in that not even 50-degree weather. WW, I currently have 10 subscribers, and that's all right with me. Well, then don't complain that no one watched your video. Of course no one watched it. You only got 10 subscribers. Johnny Katz, I have never owned a car. I've been a bicyclist my whole life. And probably the healthier for it. Probably healthy for doing that. Christina Weibel, yesterday it was 80 degrees in freaking Florida, right, Christina? Florida? Anamore, TJ, will you take us with the ride and cab ride? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I did get on that new phone plan. I don't. I forget. I don't think it's unlimited, or is it unlimited? I forget. I don't. I'll have to look it up. I forget if I was on unlimited or not unlimited, or not. And so that does take up a lot of bandwidth or data or whatever. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. If I do it, it's only going to be once a week, and it might only be like for an hour or something. But so I don't know if I am or not. At least maybe not now. For now, maybe later. You know. Joey says I'm one of them. WW, proud W subscriber. I think I probably am too, right? So there's 2 of your 10 right there. I think I am. I don't know. WW says best friend's wife says that I need to eat rich on New Year's Eve and poor on New Year's morning. I just feel sorry for Rich at this point. Unless Rich is into that sort of thing. I don't know. Belfast Bob says it's Baltic here at the moment, I guess is what it means. But in parts of Garden still got a rose blooming and few calendula. Freaking weird. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't even know what I just read. DPD says that sounds delicious, Anamore. In the South, it's tradition to prepare black-eyed peas and okra. It brings good luck and prosperity. So far, knock on oak. Okay. Hey, you do you. You do you, boo. You can eat your black-eyed peas and okra, and if it brings you good luck, I hope it does. And prosperity. I hope it does. Nick Rich, it's Taco Tuesday. You know what that means. That means we got to eat tacos today. So get you some tacos. I think I'm going to get tacos today. WW says I could make refries and rice for breakfast. What are refries? I don't even know what refries are. Thursday morning, but I like them. Wouldn't be a sacrifice. Well, you're already planning out your breakfast for Thursday, huh? I guess because that's the eating poor on New Year's morning or something. Johnny Katz, Nescoin, definitely not Nesquik, but I'm going to have to Google it. Yeah, none of that sounds familiar as being a town in Oregon. So I don't know. WW says it is also Bacon Day. I could make bacon tacos. I didn't know that today was Bacon Day, but I submit that every day is Bacon Day. So there. Belfast Bob says they bombed a distribution center in Venezuela, but of what fuck knows. So yeah, by the they, I think you mean us, but you mean the U.S. Trump had our military bomb something. Trump doesn't even seem to know exactly what it was we bombed, but we bombed something down there. Brooklyn says, TJ, is that the angriest you've ever been? Oh, no. Oh, no, Brooklyn. Oh, no. No. It's not. Not even close. Petrazi 1920 says, my mom would always eat a spoonful of sauerkraut for New Year's. It supposedly brings you luck. That's funny. That is funny. Christine 16 says, where I live, we top out in the upper 80s, sometimes low 90s in late August, 70s, and I'm in shorts and a tank top. Well, there you go. Michael McAndrew says, here in Michigan, I see fuckers wearing shorts in the middle of winter. Not me. Those fuckers. Those fuckers. Those fuckers are wearing shorts in the winter. Nick Rich says, everyone that has a YouTube channel starts with no subscribers. Mr. Beast has 455 plus million subs. I've never tuned in to see what's with him. I don't believe I ever have either. I've heard of Mr. Beast. I don't think I've ever... I don't know if I've ever... Certainly haven't been to his actual channel. I'm not sure if I've ever even watched a video of his that even popped up. Now it probably will now, Nick, since we're talking about him. You know they're listening to us. So Mr. Beast will probably show up in our feeds now. But yeah, if he has 455 million subs. Is that true? Is that even possible? That's a lot of subs. And I've never even... I've heard of him, but I've never watched him or anything. Not sure if I want to. Okay, so Johnny Cat's clearing up the mystery here. Nescoin, Oregon. And now I've heard about Tillamook. That's a big company that makes ice cream and dairy products. Like I guess they make butter and shit like that. I've had some Tillamook ice cream, and it is very good. I would say that it's very, very good, Tillamook. But I don't remember hearing of this Nescoin, Oregon. It must be the small town where the factory's at. Probably right off the Willamette River or something. I don't know. But yeah, Oregon says, in Oregon, when we were packing, I packed my boogie board. My girlfriend looked at me like I was crazy. She said it would be too cold. And to which she responded, my dear, it's never too cold to boogie board. Get on the boogie board! Johnny Cat said, I said ocean can't be too cold for me to go in. Boy, was I wrong. That shit was frigid. Well, it was the effort. You made the effort. Bonnie Balcom, I have arrived. Hello, Bonnie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you so much. I do appreciate you so much. Nick Rich, I have the 23 minutes behind you, Nick Rich song stuck in my head now. I'm only 23 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. Actually, I think I'm less than that, but... Jolie says, I check out a couple of his videos just recently, Nick Rich. Bunch of silly stunts. Silly, silly stunts. Johnny Cat says, what a lovely profile picture you have. I love tuxedo cats. I don't know who that's in reference to. I don't know who has the... I don't know. Is it Bonnie Balcom, maybe? Because of the cat. That's sort of a tuxedo cat, maybe. Christine 16 says, unfortunately, the shit spot where everyone walks their dogs is right behind my apartment. It's that time of day, and my cats are going off barking. Do they at least have the courtesy to use the little poop bags and pick up the poop? At least, do they at least do that? The bastards. Brooklyn SJU says even Joe Rogan said Trump was an idiot for saying what he did about Rob Reiner. Yeah, Joe has had to kind of come around a little bit recently, it seems like, on some things that are going on and stuff and things of this nature. Johnny Cat says he was way angrier. Oh, I guess talking about me because someone was asking if I get angry. Oh, Brooklyn was asking. Johnny Cat says he was way angrier when one of his farts assumed that one of his fares. I'm sorry, farts. When one of his fares assumed that he was smoking weed in the car, he was really angry. I was. Johnny Cats, you remember that? Wow, Johnny Cats. That was a long time ago. That was when I was doing Uber. Yeah, I mean that's probably like well over a year ago. Year and a half, maybe 2. Good recall, Johnny Cats. I didn't even know Johnny Cats was coming in around that back then. So yeah, good pull there, Johnny Cats. That did make me angry. Because nothing could be further from the truth. And it just really bugged me that someone would just assume that I was just sitting in the car smoking weed while I'm out, I'm doing the job of driving people. And for someone that's like accusing someone of, I don't know, just doing something wrong on the job, doing something morally and ethically wrong on their job, And so it really fucking pissed me off. And I laid into the guy for that. Mad Max says Tillamook sharp cheddar cheese is awesome. I think I've had the Tillamook sharp cheddar cheese, and I think I agree. Brooklyn SJU says Johnny Cass, was that the drunk 18-year-old woman? No, that the one who accused me of smoking pot was not it was a guy, some middle-aged dude. See, the drunk 18-year-old woman, I'm not sure if I remember that one. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure about that one. Jolie says 457 million subs shows the state of the world, that many people turning in for stupid content. Idiocracy. Well, it's kind of like the old mass appeal will get you more views, more of anything, even like movies, music. There's a lot of music, I think, that is kind of mediocre, but it just crosses into a lot of demographics, and so then just based on that, it might be a big hit because it can hit so many demographics, but it might not really necessarily be as good as those numbers might make it seem. Nick Rich, 10:37 a.m. in Vegas. I'm only 4 minutes behind you, Nick Rich, 4 little minutes behind you. Johnny Cass says, drunk 18-year-old woman that... What are you talking about, Willis? I'm trying to remember the drunk 18-year-old. If I had the drunk... I probably did. I'm not sure if I remember that story. Maybe I told a story about it. You might have to refresh my memory on it. It might have been the very, very... Are you talking about the very, very first... I think it was my very first, or at least my first day. It wasn't my first ride, but I think it was my first day when I picked up someone that I believe was underage. I don't think she was drunk yet, but apparently she said she was having a party in her apartment. I drove her to a liquor store, and then she wanted me to buy the booze for her, and I said I can't do that. And then she was basically propositioning me. She was actually like, said she would let me have sex with her, and then that didn't work. Then she was like saying, my mom's really hot. I'll set you up with my mom. All this kind of stuff. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but I'm just like, no. And I had to remind her that that because I was doing Uber then. I go, Uber records a lot of these rides. They could be recording you right now, and this is kind of inappropriate. And she's like, oh, okay. Anyhow, I don't know if that's the one. Michael McAndrews, Anymore, I wear long underwear and thick coats, and I see people walking around in shorts. Josh Shees says, catching on up to the live chat. Sung to the tune of, the Jeffersons, right? WW, don't smoke anything in somebody else's car unless they are very close friends. Sandy folks, who's Johnny Katz? Johnny Katz is in the chat. I'm not sure if you're watching the chat, Sandy folks, but that is another person in the chat who is chatting. Aaron West, I'm going to Myrtle Beach at the end of January for an Elvis festival. That sounds like fun. You go, thank you very much. You're gonna see some Elvis guys, and I bet you a lot of them are gonna say, "Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much." WW, mind if I smoke? Mind if I fart? Yeah, who said that joke? Was it Steve Martin or somebody? That's an actual joke from somebody's stand-up act. It might be Carlin. Maybe that was Carlin. Mind if I smoke? Mind if I fart? Yeah, I think that was Carlin, wasn't it? Nick Rich says, what's it cost for the drop for a cab in Vegas? I'm not sure. Oh, it costs, for the drop, it costs $425 to get in here. I think it's $525. Somebody asked that the other day, and I said like $580 or something. But then I noticed, I took notice of it after someone asked me that, and I think it's $525. In other words, as soon as you start the fare, it just starts right at $525. Mr. Spock, nothing wrong with smoking weed on the job. Well, I suppose it really depends on the job. I don't think you should be smoking weed if you are in a ride share or a taxi cab drive job. You shouldn't be smoking weed if you're operating heavy equipment and machinery, which I count a car as being such. Okay. Now, if you're just doing, if your job is just, I don't know, basket weaving or something, or watching the grass grow, you can maybe smoke some grass. I don't know. Martin Balkan says, come on, farting cannot be helped, and it's funny. I'm not even sure who said anything different to that. Michael McAndrews, I met an Elvis impersonator in Houston. So cool. He never did not play the part. He stayed in character, in other words. Anna Moore says, TJ, it's pronounced fungi, which is made with okra and cornmeal. Still sounds gross. That did not improve, my visualization of what that food looks like. It did not make it any more appetizing, but I will try to remember to pronounce it correctly from now on. Johnny Cat says, has it been that long? I have no concept of time. Time. Oh, time. Yeah, that incident, because I haven't driven for Uber for over a year now. So I know it's been at least over a year. So yeah, it's been over a year. It would be a year last mid-November, a year ago from then, since I last drove for Uber. And so it was sometime before that. So what, 13 months, 13 and a half months, something after that, or longer than that. DPD 5844 says, TJ, you may want to check out Catholic Charities or 211 in Nevada that could help you purchase or give you a car because of your age and income. Please look into it. Now I'll mind my own business. Well, that's a very good idea. I didn't think about that. I don't know what 211 is, but oh, you know what? I think I do know what 211 is. I think I have been referred to them for looking for apartments and things of this nature for like low income and stuff like that. But so yeah, that's very, very. I need to make a mental note of that. Yeah. So thank you, DPD 5844. WW says, "Oh, Mr. Spock, it depends on the job." That's the first thing I said, right? I was shocked when the president of our unions told me that a lot of younger teachers were vaping on the job. Didn't see anything wrong with it. Well, is vaping always like THC or some sort of cannabis? I mean, can't you vape just tobacco or whatever? I don't know. I don't vape, so I don't know. You guys have to tell me because I don't know. I don't do that shit, man. I don't do any of that shit. Brooklyn says last week a couple got in and the girl said it was her 18th birthday. Oh, okay. Well, for that, I didn't get angry at that. Well, I guess afterwards, after I let him off, I did make some comments like fucking stupid. I did make some comments about it, but I don't remember coming off as being really totally angry about it. And she actually she was 34. She was making a joke about being 18. But she was actually 34. That was in their according to their conversation in the back seat. And she, definitely didn't look like she was only 18. And not that she looked bad or not bad or whatever. I'm just saying you could tell she's not 18, and it was a joke. You know how people joke about their age like that. But I don't remember getting really that. Certainly when they were in the car, I was very kept my cool. And then after I dropped them off, I did make some comments about like how stupid the whole thing was about not being able to use the card reader, that and all that kind of stuff. But I don't remember being like really super angry about it. Maybe that just comes off that way because I have such a angry voice sometimes. I don't know. Mr. Spock, now you have to draw the line somewhere, like surgeons. Nurse, could you pass that? Nurse, the scalpel. Mr. Spock, you're funny. Mr. Spock is being funny. Mr. Spock is being funny about smoking weed and being a surgeon and getting the nurse standing in the scalpel, and he's being funny. Anyhow, Johnny Cat says back then I had my original name Jonathan Earl. There you go. I remember Jonathan Earl. Then you two thought it would be better as Johnny Cats. I disagree, but they got the power right to do a lot. Trust with my name. Johnny Cats, you can change your @ You can go up and change that @ name to whatever you want, unless it's already been taken. You might have to go to Jonathan Earl 3 or something. I don't know, but if there's other, but you can go and you can change your @ thingy. Just so you know. Just so you know. Christine 16 says, Mr. Spock, a lot of people are correcting you. Says, I live in federally funded housing, so smoking weed is verboten. That's German for forbidden or something. Of course, my tweaker neighbors are fine. I guess because I don't think it's allowable to be tweaking. whatever they're tweaking on. I guess speed and meth and that kind of shit. I guess meth, right? Mainly. But maybe it's because it's kind of odorless, they can get away with it. I think that's the deal. WW says, I've had to deal with a lot of ho-ho-hos. Not so much now that I am old. Christine 16, I was in shorts and a tank top going to the market the other day. I'm also postmenopausal. Okay. Sandy Folds says, it sounds like you're saying Johnny Cash. Oh, yeah, maybe I'm not enunciating. Yeah, the name of the person that's in the chat, the former Jonathan Earl, is now Johnny Katz. But I could see if I'm not enunciating, I could see how it could be mistaken for Johnny Cash. But it's Johnny Katz, like cats, like a cat, like a meow, 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 meow. Okay, stop. WW says, laughing out loud, Johnny Katz. We all have similar issues. They are jealous of our names. That's not really true, I don't think. Just change your name. You can change your @name. Sandy Foltz says most people, I don't know. Oh, please, can't stand the smell of weed pot. I'm in certain settings, I don't mind it. Certainly, if I was sitting in my own apartment and weed was the smell of weed was just wafting through my apartment, I would not like that. You know, but if I'm at a concert or I guess, or a festival or something, and someone's smoking some weed, then I don't really have too much of a problem with that. So I guess it depends on the time and the place and the setting and all that shit. Let's see. Michael McAndrew says, I worked for an internet provider and they gave me an email address. I used that email. I bought a lot of software. Then Charter bought the company and they shut my email off. Passwords locked out. Cool story, bro. Johnny Katz, not to be confused with Johnny Cash, the Man in Black. Right, I used to talk so much smack about people who didn't use their real names in chat and how they always talk shit, and now look where I am. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you can change your @name. Pretty sure. Christine 16 says, when my daughter turns the heater on, I tell her to grab a blanket or get a job. That's kind of funny because my daughter and we were just talking about that very same issue. Because I was telling her how my electric bill is almost zero because I haven't turned my heater unit on. It's a heater and air conditioning unit all in one. And since about sometime in October, I haven't turned the thing on because I haven't needed to use the AC and I haven't needed to use the heater. And then she lives up in the mountains where it gets pretty cold. And she was saying that, and they have a really big house. So I understand. She says they haven't even turned the heater on either because it's just too expensive to heat that house. And so she says, they just, wrap up in electric blankets and watch TV on the couch or whatever. So, I don't blame her. To heat her house would be so expensive. Nick Rich, retirement. Is that like the Y? Is that like Spanish for E? Like where? Anyhow, best job I've ever had. Amen to that, Nick Rich. Amen to that. Hey, Big Hook, the Big Canuck is here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Big Hook says, here's what Big Hook says. 1777. Ooh, look at there. That's the year after the revolution, I guess, started, or the Declaration. You know. Have you been working more lately to catch up on your bills, TJ? Did you get your 45 rides this week? Well, this week, no. This week just started. But last week, the answer is no. So for last week, I think I only got a total of, let's see, what did I do? I think I only did about 17 rides, I think. Something like that. Then the pay period starts on Sunday. So I didn't work Sunday and I didn't work yesterday, but I'm going to work tonight, and I promise you I will. So I have, like I said earlier, you weren't here when we were talking about this. So I have between now and the end of shift on my Saturday, when I start my Saturday shift, at the end of the shift, because that goes into Sunday, but it still counts as Saturday, I think. So I have between now and then to get my 45. Right now I am at 0, but I'm promising I'm going to get my 45, and we will keep a running tally throughout the week. We will keep a running tally. And let's see if Trucker John can get to 45 rides by the end of the shift on Saturday into Sunday morning. WW says, in a 30-mile-per-hour society, it shouldn't be so bad to smoke weed. I know. I guess you meant weed. I always worked in the faster lanes. Dude, no one should be smoking weed if you're going to be behind the wheel of a car. Okay? Period, end of story. I don't care how fast or slow you're going. I don't care what lane you're in. You should not be smoking weed if you're driving a vehicle. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. WW says we're using both in the building. Both are against contract. Well, hey, it's in the contract. It's in the contract, right? DPD says, you're welcome, TJ. I think about DPD is talking about the suggestion about Catholic Charities and 211 about finding about maybe getting a vehicle, a low-cost vehicle or whatever. I will definitely try to remember to check into that. Mr. Spock says CBD vapes, but not popular. Johnny Katz, not Cash, says you could vape tobacco, you could vape nothing. There are some people that just smoke the vapor. Interesting. Very interesting. That's stupid. It wasn't stupid. I just said that because, anyone who is around my age and you used to watch the old Laugh-In show would know what I'm talking about. Would know the reference. Very interesting. That's stupid. That was Artie Johnson? Was that his name? Remember him? Very interesting. That's stupid. I thought it was hilarious as a little kid watching that. It just made me laugh. And even as a little kid, I enjoyed the Goldie Hawn bikini dance stuff she would do. WW says, and you put it online. I'm not sure what you're referencing. I don't know if you're referencing something from that I did or something that someone else did. You might have to, if you want to, you might want to reiterate what it is that you're talking about. Because sometimes I get down, stuff that happened while in the chat, and I don't remember what the reference is. Nola Karn says, I have nothing in my vape, just lemon flavor. Interesting. Johnny Katz Says, now I have to find my vape. And now I want tacos. Because someone brought up tacos earlier. God damn it. I'm going to get me some fucking tacos today. And I don't even care if they're just Del Taco tacos. I would prefer probably Casa del Sabor tacos. But since Del Taco's right down the street, I'm going to just go get me some Del Taco tacos. Christine 16 says, I get letters from housing reminding us that pot is forbidden because people walk through here smoking a joint because it's legal, just not for us. Well, but that's because if you might be under a federal housing program and pot is still not legalized federally. That, that's the thing. Jolie says, gotta go. Have a great day, everyone. Love you all. Love you too, Jolie. Have a great day at the BMV. At the BMV, we're always here for thee. I just made up a little jingle for the BMV. Here at the BMV, we're always here for thee. Yeah. Jolie, you should sing that song when you go to work. At the BMV, we're here for thee. And then you could add to it. You could. That's just to start you off. If Jolie's probably not even here right now, she's probably already gone back to work or wherever. But you could just make a little BMV video. At the BMV, we're here for thee. Don't you ever forget about me. No. Anyhow, Mad Mac 9 says, I see people vaping, and man, there's a lot of smoke they exhale. I can't really imagine that shit's good for your lungs. You know what I mean? How do you know what I mean? How do you know what I mean? Oh, thank you very much. How do you know what I mean? Oh, thank you very much. Love me tender, love me true, never let me go. Oh, thank you, baby. WW is vapor, mostly water. Yeah, I've had people say that. It's just vapor. It's not 99.9% water. You can have it. I don't want it. MJ Daniel, 18-year-old offering sex for booze spells STD to me. Also, probably a jail sentence or something. Even though 18, I guess, is technically legal. But still. Yeah. Just best to run away from that. Run away. Run, Forrest, run. Christine 16 says, Trucker John, postmenopausal means that I'm always hot. You bet you are. You bet your ass you're hot. Yeah, I know. I was wondering about the hot flashes and shit. Probably reference to hot flashes, I guess. Michael McAndrew says, it was like Vietnam, girls raping me all over the place. I survived. Jesus, Michael. I guess I'm supposed to say graping. I see a lot of content providers or influencers or whatever it's called. Not that I am a content provider. I'm not an influencer, but they say grape instead of rape because I guess they're afraid they'll get demonetized or something, or at least that video will get demonetized, maybe. But like I've said, I'm not really worried about that until I start getting 1 million views or something. Because right now, nothing from nothing equals nothing. If you know what I mean. Or do you know what I mean, baby? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. WW says, Johnny doesn't understand. Are you talking about me, Johnny, or Johnny Katz, Johnny? Because I know sometimes he calls me Johnny. And W says, Johnny doesn't understand. They are jealous of our real names, addresses, telephone numbers, credit cards. Okie dokie, whatever. Whatever. Nick Rich, I've been smoking weed in my apartment since I moved in March 2006. So you're the one all the neighbors are complaining about. Probably, maybe all your neighbors are doing it too. So If everyone's doing it, then no one cares. But if you, I feel sorry for the poor person who doesn't smoke weed and has to smell your fucking weed wafting through their apartment. I feel sorry for that person. Unless you have a good air filtration system that sucks it all up, maybe. I don't know. Did I skip something that's going on with Aaron? Oh, I did. I skipped it. Here's Aaron says, just got a call from the car repair shop. They are tracing an issue. Oh, that's right. Your car with my evap system, which might be causing the misfiring. Oh, the evap system. The dreaded evap system. Nola Carnes says, well, got to go. If you're on tonight, TJ, I will be there. Thank you, Nola. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any live streams for a while from the cab. For a variety of reasons. You know, the least, or not the least of which, but one of them is, you know, I just switched companies. I don't think I'm on a, I forget if I'm on a, if that's unlimited or not. And I just don't want to burn through whatever it is. So. WW says, my cleaning lady friend hates the smell of both tobacco and weed. She will tell me if she can smell it. Yeah, it's not pleasant, guys. If you're not a smoker or of either tobacco or weed, I don't think you guys realize how nasty it can smell. You guys don't realize, man. You've been like, what do you call it, indoctrinated or whatever. I mean, your bodies have your nose, your sense of smell is just totally I guess gotten used to it or something. I don't know. Johnny Katz says, thanks for the intelligent. I'm definitely going to look into that. I like my nickname, but I don't like being forced into using it. Yeah, go up. I think go up to your settings. It might be that little gear thing or whatever, and I'm pretty sure you can go up in there and you can go into your profile and you can change the at thingy. Big Hook, did TJ pay his cell phone bill? Yeah, we went through the whole story yesterday. Just real quick, my daughter, my lovely daughter, actually went in and paid everything up, and then got me, helped me to unlock my phone and got me into another carrier called Visible, and now it's only, I think, $19.99 a month. And with AT&T, I was paying like $300 a month, so it's gone down 90% or whatever. So thanks to my daughter, and I told her that I owe her, I'll pay her back, and she said, "Don't worry about it," because I've been paying for her phone for like 12 years or something. So she said, "Don't worry about it." So very nice of my daughter. She got me taken care of. The Soulcraft says it's only 28, I guess, degrees in Tennessee Valley today. Breeze to wake you up. Hey, Soulcraft, by the way, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. The Soulcraft. He's got a Soulcraft. Soulcraft. Nick Rich 11. Oh man, I'm back to I got a frog in my throat. Get out, frog. Wow. La dee dee dee, la dee dee dee. I'm only 12 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. I'm 12 minutes behind. I'm only 12 little tiny little baby minutes behind. I'm only 12 little baby minutes behind. Oh. WW totally retired since 1999. Who totally retired since 1999? That's 26 years ago. Almost 27 years ago. Who's been totally retired since 1999? You, WW? I don't think so. 1999. 70 volts. How come you don't work 5 nights a week? Because I don't want to. I could, I guess, if I wanted to. I am a part-time flex. That means I'm really only allowed 30 hours a week. So there's that. There's also that consideration. Belfast Bob says, "Yep, TJ, same as drinking and driving. Don't do it." Yeah, that's right. You don't do any of that stuff if you're going to be behind the wheel. You don't do that stuff. Big Hook says, "Thanks for the update, Aaron. Sorry, I just woke up, caught a mouse, and was woken up. My adventures today so far. Damn mouses. Those damn mouses. I don't like mouses in my houses. I don't like mouses in my houses." WW says, "No, John, I agree. I'm just saying that a slow life should be possible. Old folks' homes have trouble with electronic wheelchairs moving too fast, for instance." Okay. Christine16 says, "My neighbor says she can smell me smoking cigarettes in my room, in her bathroom. Imagine if I smoked pot." Yeah. I guess that's the issue. That's the downfall with living in apartments and stuff. Mad Max, sock it to me. I love Laughman. Yeah, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Johnny Cats, the comedy show with the people in those little doors. Yeah, that would be yeah. They would open the door and then they would say something funny and then they would close the door. Yeah, that's the one. Mad Max, here come the judge. Here come the judge. Was that Sammy Davis Jr. or would we come in and do that? I think that was Sammy Davis Jr. DPD 5844 says, "TJ, I can't help but think if I lived near you, I would be like one of those little birds that pops out of the cuckoo clock to help you with your procrastination." Thank you, DPD. I need someone to help me with that shit. Absolutely. Because that's really, of all the habits to have, procrastination, I think, has got to be one of the worst. Because it's kind of ruined my life in a lot of ways. You know, when you miss things like that you're supposed to do, and it's not good. Severe procrastination is not good. Johnny Katz says Del Taco has a Del Taco. That thing is good. Yes, the Del Taco. Yes, and I think I'm going to get me a couple as soon as I end the show. I think I'm going to put on my sneakers and walk on over. It's a 12-minute walk or so to Del Taco. I think I'm going to do it, guys. I think I'm going to do it. I'm not going to procrastinate on that one. When it comes to feeding my belly, procrastination is not the issue. Sandy Full says pot should never have been legalized. You smell that crap everywhere you go. Well, I understand I've just been talking about how I don't appreciate the smell, but I also think that pot should be legalized. But I just think that the pot smokers maybe should be a little considerate and thinking about where their smoke's going and how other people might not appreciate smelling that smell. You know? And so I don't know, but I do think it should be legalized. But with that comes, regulations and maybe about where you can smoke and how many feet from another person's apartment or something. I don't know. There should be some rules because that smoke now is floating around and it's invading the space of other people who don't smoke, or even if they do smoke and they don't want to smell it. But I do believe it should be legalized. Christine 16 is talking about feet from a building or whatever. It says we are also supposed to be 25 feet from buildings to smoke a cigarette or vape. And I think there are lots of apartments that have rules like that too. I think even about cigarettes, about um, how many feet away you have to be or something from the building and stuff. Michael Andrews says we had a taco house owned and run by an Italian. So good, but when he retired and sold, he could not find anyone that would keep it up correctly, so no more taco house. That makes me sad. That makes me sad. Sandy Foltz says TJ is the building you live in smoke free. You know what? I don't remember actually. It might be, but because I haven't smelled any smoke, I don't think. Maybe when I go out to the trash dumpster, there might have been one time where I thought I smelled some weed smell from someone somewhere. And as far as cigarettes, I really don't know. I don't remember, but I don't smoke, so I guess why I didn't really remember it. But it's in my rental agreement. I'm sure whether or not smoking is or is not allowed, and where it is allowed, or whatever, it would be in my rental agreement, and I don't remember. But I haven't really seen a bunch of like no smoking signs up either, so maybe it is allowed. I really don't know. But it really hasn't been an issue here for me for like smelling other people's smoke and stuff. So I don't know. It's a good question. I might have to dig out the old rental agreement. Anna Moore says, I am surrounded by dispensaries, and now my neighborhood smells like weed. We have at least 3 in town, Mount Holly, New Jersey alone. That's from the dispensaries, huh? Yeah. Michael McAndrew says, yikes. Mr. Bob Newell's here. Hey, Mr. Bob Newell, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. I do appreciate you. Mr. Bob Newell, audio is working. Belfast Bob says DPD was funny, but his mom went ballistic. Oh, I must be mid-thread. I must have proper cuckoo clock. We're talking about cuckoo clocks and stuff. I guess I must have skipped down. Barney Balcom says my upstairs neighbor smokes weed. It used to bother me, but now I just hope to get a contact eye. That's kind of funny. Christine 16, my neighbor has also told me that I use too much bleach in my laundry. Your neighbor seems to be a bit very opinionated and very very forward with the issuing the opinions there, I guess. Big Hook. Sometimes it's a faulty gas cap, not sealing. If it's an evap error. Yeah, that's right, Big Hook. About the car. Yeah, sometimes you just have to get a new gas cap. What if it'd be nice if it was that simple? But that sometimes is the issue. Mr. Bob Newell, where's the best bathroom for a driver in Vegas? There's a few that they have. Some of the driver areas have bathrooms you can use. Like in the tunnels, the one at Bellagio, there's a bathroom. At Fontainebleau, there's a bathroom. At the Wynn, there's a bathroom. In the driver, they have these tunnels where the taxi lane goes through, and they have an area with bathrooms. I think Fontainebleau probably has the best bathrooms. They keep them pretty clean and well maintained. Where else? I guess that's about it. I mean, other than going actually into casino. I've done that a few times where I just park and run into the casino and use the regular casino bathrooms, and those are always pretty nice and clean. Mr. Bob Newell, I use track phone. I was thinking about getting a track phone, at least temporarily, and but now I'm on Visible. I guess it's by Verizon. It's called Visible, and we're on I think it's $19.99 plan. I forget if it's unlimited or not, though. Aaron West, yeah, got the membership. We have memberships starting at $1.99 a month, and we got super chats, and you can support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing, or you can buy me a coffee over there. Buy me a coffee, and you can also, if you want to support the show through PayPal, there's the PayPal link. Thank you, Aaron. I do appreciate you for doing that. But Mr. Bob Newell says TrackPhone was favored phone provider by terrorists. Michael McAndrews, the mice like you, John, but I don't like them. I am a mouse murderer, by the way. I have murdered many a mouse in my day. Not recently, thank God. Fingers crossed that I don't have any here. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. But I mean, I'm just talking about, I'm 65 years old, so I've been around, and there have been periods of time where there has been mouse infestations, and I have murdered many of them, and without hesitation and or regret. Christine 16 says, Trucker John, I have 3 cats. What are these rodents that you speak of? Well, I think the only reason I brought it up because someone else brought it up, and that's when I said, like, oh, I guess it was Michael Andrews about mouse in the house. I was just responding to the chat. Mad Max says, yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. was the judge. Here come the judge. Yep. Christine 16 says, no Del Tacos, no Jack in the Boxes, no Carl's Jr.'s, a shit ton of McD's, Mickey D's, and Taco Bells. Go to Taco Bell. Get you some tacos today on Taco Tuesday. They might not be the best tacos in the world, but taco's a taco. Mad Mac. TJ's building sure wasn't. I guess are those bugs or something? It wasn't bug free. In fact, as we were talking, I just saw a bug crawling down the wall by my sink. Full disclosure. I haven't seen any bugs in quite a while. I put those combat traps out. Every now and then, I will see these little tiny bugs. I've seen a couple of those, but right now I'm watching the bug. There's a pretty good sized bug crawling up my wall right now in the kitchen. I'm hoping that he will find the combat trap and go eat or get some of the bait and take it back to his nest. That's why I'm not getting up and killing it right now. I'm hoping it will find the trap or the poison. That's what those combat traps are supposed to do. The bugs are supposed to eat or bring back. I guess there's something in there like food or whatever, poison food, and they're supposed to take it back to the nest and then kill everyone in the nest. So I'm really hoping that motherfucker will find, because I have them all over. I think I have 12 of them all around the apartment. But this is the first time the other day, or I guess maybe a week ago, I saw one crawling up on the wall over here. Pretty good sized bug. I did kill that one. So we still got bugs. Still got bugs. All right. Anyhow, oh, maybe it was Big Hook who brought up the thing about mouses, because Big Hook says I caught a big mouse in one of my glue traps. It woke me up every time I think I am finished. Another one gets caught. They are persistent buggers between regular traps and glue traps I am catching. Yeah, I remember I've had the regular mouse traps and the glue traps. I remember I've had certain houses that were just infested or whatever with mice. When you live out, I don't know where you live, but I've lived in like rural areas, and I'm watching the bug again. First he went up, and now he's going back down, and there is a trap right down where hopefully he's going to go to it. I don't know if I'll be able to see him. It's between the fridge and the stove. I have a trap. I'm hoping he will go in there. He or she, they. I guess I'm supposed to say they for the, anyhow. Um, but living in the desert, and sometimes you kind of if you have open fields around, it seems like they come in and yeah, I hate having rodents in the house and bugs in the house. Christine 16 says, Trucker John, at one time you could barbecue 5 feet from the building. They took barbecues away, but people still do. I can smell their barbecue in my room. I get a headache and nausea. Really, from the barbecue? Usually when I smell barbecue, I'm like, I'm putting a bib on. I'm going, hey, you got something for me? I was just trying to see if I could see if the bug was going to go in the trap, but I can't really see it. Michael Gandrew says, me and a coworker smoked some hash in a heater room one time. The next day, he went to the hospital and his lung had collapsed. My goodness gracious. Thank God they fixed it just before his other lung collapsed. He's okay. Damn, he's got collapsing lungs. Was it from the hash? Michael says that was 45 years ago. He had a small hole in his lung. Wow. Well, I'm glad he's okay. Brooklyn with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Brooklyn. Yippee. Yippee. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I do appreciate you. There's a thumbs up and a heart for you. Brooklyn says, if you're happy and you know it's your meds. Okay. Michael says it's legal here. It's legal. It's not legal federally. No matter what the state does, the state can legalize it all they want. But it's still not legal on the federal level. And the federal government could, at any time, enforce that shit if they want to. But it's legal at a state level all over the place, all across the country. Many states have legalized. But at the federal level, it's not. Sandy says, ask your daughter. I have the plan on my phone. I can look it up. I have the app. I just don't remember. Anna Moore says, TJ just means that more people are smoking it around me than ever now, especially in the downtown area. Yeah, I think people should be more considerate of others, though, about their smoke and how someone might not appreciate having to smell it. People should be more considerate. Christine 16 says, Trucker John, I went to a Taco Bell years ago. They couldn't get a one-item order right. Also, I've worked at enough fast food places to know not to eat at one. Well, I've worked at fast food places too, and I still eat at fast food places. And I got to say, I don't really have any horror stories about, I don't know, what, spitting in the food or whatever, or uncleanliness. I can see the bug again. He's really crawling around on that wall over there. I'm really hoping he goes in that trap. I have he's walked right by about 3 traps that I know that I have over there. Anyhow, I've worked at Wendy's. I worked at Del Taco. I worked at Wendy's. I worked at a Greek restaurant that was just like a restaurant, but it wasn't like a chain. Where else have I worked? Maybe that was the only 2, like fast food. But it didn't stop me from going to fast food, and I didn't see anything that was like, oh my God, I'll never eat fast food again. You know. So you must have worked at a really crappy one that had really bad standards and practices. Nick Rich, John must have inadvertently set the goal higher than usual. No, I set it at 5. Maybe the goal. I set it for 2 hours. Oh, the goal ended. The timer ended. Yeah. And we are over 2 hours now. Yeah, so the goal ended at 2 hours. But I'll count it. I'm going to count these. You know, we may have made the goal. Michael McAndrews, $2, trying to meet the goal. Thank you, Michael McAndrews. Yippee! And Michael McAndrews with a $3 super sticker. I'm going to count it all, guys. Yippee! Another yippee. Thank you, Michael, for the $3 sticker. And then Michael with another $3. Thank you so much. Yippee, 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 yippee. Thanks for supporting the show. I appreciate you. Yeah, we've got the timer ended, but we'll count it. We'll count it. We've got, I think we went over 5. Sandy with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Sandy. Yippee. WWW is $7.70 super chat. Yippee to W. Thank you so much. Belfast Volta with a £2 super sticker. Yippee. Brooklyn, SJU Brooklyn with a $2 super chat. Yippee to Brooklyn. That's 4. Michael McAndrews, $2 super chat. Yippee. Thank you, Michael McAndrews. Michael McAndrews with a $3 super chat. Yippee. That's, I think, 6. Michael McAndrews with a $3 super chat. Yippee. I believe that's 7. Michael McAndrews, another one. $2. Okay, you can stop. We've made the goal. I think it was 8. Thank you so much. Yippee to all of you. Thank you so much for supporting the show financially. It's never required, but it's always greatly appreciated. And I don't want anyone who hasn't done that. I don't want you to, feel like I don't love you guys too. For being here and chatting, liking and subscribing and sharing. Those are all free ways of helping support the show. I love you all equally. But thank you so much to the supporters. We made the goal. It doesn't show it, but we made the goal. It's just the timer ran out. We went far above and beyond today's goal. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Let's see. Aaron West, I think Super Chat goal is set to $5 minimum. No, I had it set. Actually, I set it where it was just open to any amount, but the timer ran out. DPD says, everyone call or show up at your representative's offices to show your opinion on HR 4371. This bill allows for the Nazi Gestapo to use invasive body searches and give them authority to hold them. And then and then down here it continues indefinitely, deeming them a flight risk. These are children, keep in mind. Wow. It's just one thing after the other with this fucking Nazi pedophile rapist in the White House. It just never ends, does it? It never fucking ends with the bullshit. So yeah, do that. Get a hold of your representatives and tell them to knock this shit off, man. Christine, 16, cockroaches jumping out up of the register. Oh, that's pretty gross. I don't remember ever having that problem at Wendy's or Del Taco. But you got to run a clean ship. Comedy Mothership's here. Hey, Comedy Mothership, good to see you. Comedy Mothership says food service horror stories are not relegated to fast food. Overall, the fast food has more oversight than a non-chain restaurant. Yeah, you just got to keep it clean. Keep cleaning. Mr. Spock says at the inbound baggage area, they had the drug dogs on an international flight. Walked into the huge area and immediately smelled weed. Looked over and they had a bag open. I immediately went to look. There was a big, continuing on, there was a big bag of ground up weed. I said to the customs guy, wow, that's smelly weed. He said, it could just be spices. Laughing out loud. That is pretty funny. Christine, I've gone 53 years without flying. No reason to start now. Christine 16 says, my kids won't eat fast food. Mom makes better at home. Absolutely. Just stay home then. Make yourself some tacos at home for Taco Tuesday. You know. Oh, Brooklyn. I guess Brooklyn SJ, you gotta go. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Brooklyn, for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on in. And then Mr. Spock says it was an Amsterdam flight. So yeah, spice is my ass, right? Spice is my ass. All right, guys. Yeah, we're up over 2 hours. I'm getting hungry for some tacos, and so I need to go get me some tacos, and then need to go to work, get some trips in, get some rides in. We got that goal, 45. Stay alive with 45. Oh, so I think I heard scrapes out there. So yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve day. Maybe tomorrow we can just talk about the year in review of 2025, all the things that have happened. We'll do a year in review type of thing tomorrow, 11 a.m. Christine 16 says, Trucker John, I'm breaking with tradition. It's fried chicken and mashed sweet taters tonight. Oh, that sounds delicious also. Just get some tortillas, taco shells, and put that chicken in there and some of the sweet taters in there, and then voila, you've got chicken and mashed sweet tater tacos. Big Hook Taco Tuesday has officially started. Yes, let the Taco Tuesday commence. We shall all go out and eat our tacos today, one way or another. Sandy Folds says 2:40. Yeah, it's 11:40 here. 11:41. Guess I'm caught up with you. Big Hook is how long tomorrow? I don't know. That's a good question. He might not be. I don't know. He's, I think he's got family stuff, so he might not be on tomorrow. I really don't know. I don't remember, and I don't even know if he's going to be on today. I don't know. So just be on the lookout if you want to. You like House Sparks? You want to go check out his show? Just be on the lookout, I guess, for see if he comes on. But I'm not really sure. Michael McAndrews, if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you next year. Right. That's right. It'll be next year pretty soon. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate you. Thanks for putting up with me with putting up with the asshole that I had to put up with earlier in the show. I think I'm just gonna permanently block that person because he's an asshole. And why should I? I don't think I should have to put up with that asshole. So I might just totally block him. I don't really like doing that, but some people, they deserve to be blocked. So I might be just totally blocking this particular person. Anyhow, thanks for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your tacos if you are so inclined. or whatever. And I guess that's about it, except for the words of wisdom. And tomorrow we're gonna have special words of wisdom because it's the last day of the year. But today we got some pretty good ones. So if you want to write this down, some people are making little books out of them and writing it down, and it's making posters and everything. All right. So for today's words of wisdom, if you guys are ready, I think you might be ready to write this down. Okay. So for today.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So high of Easter, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. All screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where right here on the Trucker John live stream. Know it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, and movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free. down to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows, so go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.